Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. I'm so happy you joined me today. In my last video, I asked all of you if you'd like to see me build a theme park in any of the other biomes, and Nikki chimed right in and asked for a build in the Forgotten Lands. So today, I'm bringing you a spooky, haunted theme park in the Forgotten Lands. Without further ado, let's get on with it. I started this build by creating the entrance to the theme park. I chose to use the entrance from the elephant graveyard because I have Scar here, and the decoration around his home is kind of barren with a lot of dead trees and bushes, so I just thought that this entrance provided the best transition from Sunlit Plateau. I really like the tones in the trees, bushes, and underbrush that is native to this biome, so I decided to stick with those when I was decorating the area, and of course added in some dead trees and bushes as well. I also chose to go with the purple wrought iron lights to really play off of the purple tones. You'll also notice that I didn't actually use a whole lot of lighting in this build because I wanted to keep it a little bit darker to play off of that spooky vibe I was going for. My next step was to pull out the larger items that I knew I wanted to include in the build, which in this case was all of the rides, and then to kind of arrange them how I wanted them in the area. The metal spike fence fits in so well in this biome and the theme of the build. I also had quite a bit of it from a previous build that I had done in this area, so I decided to use it in this one as well. As soon as I read the suggestion for a theme park in the Forgotten Lands, the slate riser bench came to my mind. I had initially thought that I would use it as my seating throughout the entire build, but I quickly changed my mind and created a focal point with them and the fountain tiles. One thing you may notice about this build is that I didn't create any paths to the rest of the biome. I don't really plan to do any more decorating in this biome until we're able to clear the fires, so I really didn't see the need for them in my build. There is plenty of room to get back there for foraging, and if I do decide to do additional decorating, it will be fairly simple to remove some fencing and just add a couple paths. I had initially considered doing kind of a Halloween theme for this build and using all kinds of jack-o'-lanterns and some of the other Halloween items that we have in the game, so I knew I definitely wanted to include the mysterious pumpkin house in my build. Even though I didn't necessarily stick with the Halloween theme, I decided to still include it, and we can imagine it is the gift shop of the theme park. As I was decorating, I decided that there's nothing creepier than thorny vines, so I went back in and started adding those into the decor. As you can see, I was still debating a Halloween theme at this point and had this cute bench placed down for seating. But as I was decorating, I decided to switch it out for a basic bench. However, I do think it looked great in the area, and if you recreate this build in your own valley, this can definitely be another option for you. I decided to try the web snare tree as my next focal point in this build. I wasn't thrilled with the jack-o'-lanterns since by this point I had abandoned the Halloween theme, but I thought the spider webs fit so well with the rest of the decor that I used in this area. As you'll see, I used some of the same underbrush and benches that I used throughout the rest of the area to try to hide the pumpkins. It isn't perfect, but I like the tree well enough to deal with a little bit of the pumpkins that are visible. I'm loving the addition of the critter homes in the game and decided to add one in this build so that I could have a couple of my favorite creepy critter companions roam around up here. I chose to add the wind-up raccoon, the scary squirrel, and a couple of the ravens to this house. I don't think any theme park would be complete without a place to sit and enjoy some yummy snacks, so I added a small little food court to my build. This does end up changing as I ended up getting a really awesome new item from Scrooge while I was working on this video, but you'll have to wait until the end of this video to find out what item that is. I placed Goofy's stall near the entrance to the build for easy access when entering or exiting the biome. I do end up realizing later on that I sat it down backwards, and I promise you I did fix it. I had wanted to design a larger shopping area with more stalls, but when I was decorating and building, I just didn't feel like I had enough room for it. For pathing, I used the Sinister Brick Road, and to be honest with you, I didn't even consider any other options. This path is just so perfect in this biome, and especially for this build. You'll see when I'm laying the path that I had a lot to work around. Some of the trees and other items I used can't be placed on a path. And instead of switching the items out, I decided just to keep going and to work around them. And in the end, I think it actually looks like the trees grew up and broke through the path, since there isn't a huge contrast between the bricks and the actual ground in the biome. The meal in a cup dispenser from Wally is the item that I got from Scrooge while I was working on this video. After I squealed in excitement and showed everybody I knew, I immediately came back to this build and added it into my food court. One thing that I realized while working on this build is how different items can take on a completely different personality based on the biome they're in and the decor used around them. While these items are bright and cheery in the plaza, they look and feel way more creepy and haunted in the Forgotten Lands. I want to give a huge shout out to Nikki for the suggestion. Thank you so much for helping me think outside the box. If you have any suggestions or ideas for builds that I could do in the future, definitely let me know in the comments below. That's all I had for you today, friends. Until next time, peace out.